everyone, it's Simplicity and welcome back to a new video. Today we have a little speed decor for a house for my leprosy. So we're going to probably be moving on to Seasons because I can't remember her name. Can't remember her name off the top of my head. But she aged up into a young adult, so we are going to be moving her out and having a little place for her. So the shell of this house was not built by me. This is a Chelsea build, but I went ahead and just decided I was going to redecorate it. So I will have the link for the original house up in the right corner in the cards. But yeah, I felt like this was going to be the perfect house because it's listed as like a garden home. And I feel like it's a very good way just to kind of start off. It's got everything that you kind of need all in one space. And I feel like it shouldn't be too bad. But yeah, honestly, I can't think of my Sim's name off the top of my head. Her brother is Azaleus, but I can't think of her name. Nope, it's not coming to me either. But you can kind of see what I was going for here. So I do switch out the wall color. I decided that I was going to try and keep it kind of neutral because the green walls weren't going to allow me a whole lot for actually like decorating. I felt like it was going to kind of stop me from using as much color as I wanted. And with her being kind of like, she's kind of going to end up being, I'm thinking a gardener is what I'm planning on. But I wanted like pops of color, bright, girly, kind of very similar to the family home, but in her own way. So as you can see here, we went in, I fooled around with fireplaces for literally far too long because I liked the way that the circular one looked. But then I was also thinking that I'm probably not going to be able to add anything else. And then I removed the chimney because I felt like it kind of ruined the vibe of the house. And my rugs took me a little while. I went through a few different ones, just trying to see what I ended up liking. But you can see like my TV is currently floating. I do fix that and place it down properly. And I know that I went with a floral rug because I felt like that was only fitting. But I can't remember if it's the one that I already have placed down or not. It actually might be. I might have ended up going with this one. I'm assuming I did because I put it in place. And then I put the matching little chair over here, and I went with like a kind of like pinky peach kind of color just to kind of add a little bit more. And I know that this rug is more than likely going to catch on fire, so we're probably going to have to save up for the fireproof homestead, I think it's called. And then this was fun. My TV, it kept like glitching out on me, and then we went in, and it took me way too long. Thankfully this video is sped up, but you can see how many times like I did that just to get it placed right there. And then we hopped in to look into some plants because I needed something. This was going to be one of those houses that I planned on having like kind of really like plantsy, a lot of, it just feels kind of fitting because she's going to be a gardener. So I stuck a little plant over there. We went with a little circular end table over here, which I might have even popped more plants on, but that was right. I went with the plants in the books just to try and break it up a little bit. And then I felt like I needed art. I ended up changing this and not putting it on this wall just because I felt like it wasn't working. And then I ended up making like a little kind of like gallery wall over here. So this, once again, took me absolutely way longer than it should have. And half the time, these weren't even placed on the wall properly, which was fun. That was just like a me doing though from having move objects on. So you can see like, I think at some point I end up adjusting. See how these like actually aren't on the wall. So I had to like adjust them and get them actually to be on the wall. And then adjust them that way. And I tried to fill in like this little gap over here. It wasn't working and nothing I ended up putting over there really made sense to me. So we do have like a weird kind of gap. But we end up going in and just kind of changing this up and seeing what we have properly for some prints. And then I kept like the nice little wood frame because I felt like it looked nice. It kind of matched the terracotta pot. So I felt like it kind of, it worked out. Everything does look kind of cluttered together, but that was kind of also the look that I was going for. As long as it was kind of like plants or nature centered, I didn't really care. I just felt like she would kind of like them and then just put them all together, and that would be just the way that it went. I went with this one because I felt like it was kind of like matching, and again, we went with another plant. So that was my little kind of like gallery wall. I actually do quite like it. And then I tested this out to see what that would look like. I hated that. My fireplace got changed colors, and then I put this plant over here in the corner of my bathroom situation. I'm not going to lie. An absolute mess. I put the door in a different spot than it's supposed to be in, and didn't realize that I was going to be interfering with myself and the way that the room is meant to be. And then this kitchen, again, it took me far too long. Like, honestly, this was ridiculously long for figuring this out. I ended up going off camera and figuring it out and getting a layout, and then we went in and recolored things. And you can see I was having spelling errors and stuff like that. It's fine. But yeah, so I ended up hopping off camera here at some point in time. It should be coming up here fairly soon, I think. I can't remember what all I did here, but I'm pretty sure it should be coming up soon that I figured out the layout. There we go. So as you can see, I figured out a layout that I wanted. I used just the stovetop, which I've never used, and then this was like a fake little island because I feel like this fits the space better. I did have a little bit of an issue over here with this counter, which I do fix, so it doesn't end up staying like this, where it's like black and doesn't match everything else. And sorry for that, my neighbors are, locking their vehicles. But I added some shelving over here. It did stick to the wall a little bit, but that didn't bother me too much because the odds of us actually seeing it are kind of low. And then we just kind of cluttered things up here a little bit, nothing all too exciting. And then I wanted a plant on the fake island, which again, it's literally just decorative. There's not even like any slots on it. So I did go in and have to use one more slot, please, just to properly be able to place this little foggy plant. And so it just kind of hung out here. And I was going to say, I don't know what else I did for clutter, but apparently I added some little like actual kitchen clutter items and a jar of cookies. This I wanted to place, but I couldn't find the right spot for it. And I wanted to place down the knife object, but again, it kind of got like weird, so I just placed it down normally. But I feel like it's way too big. And then obviously we needed a few little more plants. I added this little kind of like tea thing over here from the Sims 4 conversion. And I know I added the recipe books in. Not these ones. I ended up taking these down because I found the ones that I was looking for. But these ones. So I placed those up there just to add just a little bit more clutter and make it just seem like it's more lived in. And then I think I broke up the area with a little runner as well. I needed a front door because the one that came with this lot wasn't there. So I ended up making this kind of like a green as well. Yeah, I guess it stayed like that. And then I changed the porch because it was not what it was meant to be either. And then I do change up some of the siding. So like this plain like white wall I end up changing out to match better. But I can't remember if I did that on camera or not. And then I felt like I needed a dining table since the island isn't functional. So we added a little kind of like dining table area. This took me a bit to figure out. And then this here is me trying to figure out if I can somehow make it function. And yeah, it wasn't going to work for me the way that I knew that it would. So I was trying to see if I could like actually add a functional island. I don't know why I bothered. I really truly don't. But so I ended up just doing like a little kind of dining table area over here. And we added in some bookshelves. I wasn't sure exactly what ones I was wanting, but I do add bookshelves on both sides of the front door just to kind of, I don't know, I felt like I needed something, a cute little welcome mat, and then we moved on to the bathroom. So the bathroom, I really like the color scheme that I went with, but again, me moving this door, no, I shouldn't have done it. It was a bad decision on my part because everything ended up being quite cluttered, but I did end up actually managing to make it work, thankfully. But yeah, I couldn't do it the way that I had intended, but I do feel like it still works quite nicely. Just recoloring a few things here. And we cluttered it a smidge, but other than that, I think that was it. And then I went back, we added a runner to the kitchen because I needed something. I felt like it was just so bland. And I think I ended up sticking with that blue one, this one, because I liked the pop of color. And then this is the bedroom closet area. So again, it's kind of like very open. As you can see, it's got like an archway, but I didn't mind that. I did end up keeping it that way. And then this I had to kind of like make work. Right now I don't believe it's even currently placed on the wall because of move objects, but I do go in and I fix that. We added a few little plants, and these hanging plants don't end up staying, but we added that, like they're just little crystals. I needed a desk because obviously I feel like that's just kind of a necessity when it comes to the game. And then we added a cute little kind of plant up here. I recolored some things. And then I just cluttered things up a little bit more, that's right. So I made the bed actually look like a proper bed, so we placed a blanket on it. I can't remember, I was going to say I can't remember if I did a rug, but I did. I did one of my jute rugs. The closet I ended up making into a litter box area because I ended up realizing I didn't have anything for pets. So I ended up changing that out, so that's like a little litter box area. And I think this was when I figured out I had nothing for pets, so here we are. So I went in and re-added some things, changed things around, just to kind of like add some actual pet stuff. This was me realizing I had no space in the bathroom for a litter box. So this was whenever we went in and I decided I was turning the closet into that. So there we go, it is functional, I did test that. And then over here we added a cute little flower cat condo. And I want to say I added curtains and a few little like paintings, and then that was it. So I think I'm actually going to go ahead and wrap this video up right here. I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, you can go ahead and hit the like button down below. If you want to see some more videos from me, you can go ahead and subscribe. I post videos typically 6 days a week right now. If you are already subscribed and want notifications when I post, go ahead and hit that bell down below. Make sure that your YouTube notifications are turned on. And I will see you all in my very next video. Bye, lovelies!